Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sports.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.
What's good, man?
Man, if y'all knew what was happening before we started recording, y'all will understand why this man got this stupid smile on his face. Oh my God, I am sick of you, yo. Oh my. First, the 49ers are in the Super Bowl. Whatever. Then, I don't even know what else happened, but so we're in this Madden League, and it's like a franchise mode, and we're owners. We're owners, we're the GMs. So I have the Bears. Scott has the Cardinals. We was trying not to pick our own teams and just build. And so the Cardinals, we're in season 2. The Cardinals played the Bears. I think I was home too, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were home.
And I was home, and they beat me. I hit advance right before we recorded, saying I could do it from my iPad. This is real nice. This is nice. See, yeah.
No,
but anyway,
this is another way that we can compete. Man.
Yeah, it was cool. It's all good, but he still ain't gonna win the Super Bowl. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I know we back. It's been a couple weeks, a week or 2 weeks since we recorded. Scott think he's slick, so you know he had to wear this Dak. I should make him wear it. I should make him wear it for this week. But
I think that brought me a little bit of luck, and I almost contemplated putting it on for good luck, because God don't like ugly, and that was an ugly bet that you made me.
Wait, whoa. I didn't. First of all, we agreed.
We agreed.
You could have said no.
You could definitely have it back. You could take it. I'll never wear it again. But anyway, man, how have you been, man?
Man, everything's been good. Can't complain. I won't complain. I'll leave it at that.
So where do you want to start? You want to start with the Super Bowl?
Sure, why not? We can start with the Super Bowl. I should have been in Vegas right now. So my good friend Kevin Elliott is in the comments.
Appreciate it.
Who's he a fan of?
He's an Eagles fan.
Excuse the camera. I think I just hit the see Kevin. You made me mess up the feed because the shenanigans. But you say he's a who fan?
He's an Eagles fan,
and he has the nerve.
He is an Eagles
fan. He has the nerve. Speaking of the Cardinals, if you want to talk about the Cardinals, you know the Eagles lost to the Cardinals. The Eagles also lost to the Giants to lose out on winning the division. So, Mr. Kevin Elliott, you better leave me alone. But nonetheless, Super Bowl. I guess would it be dumb to ask you who you got?
Oh, you already know who I am. So this is what I want to talk to you about, right?
Okay.
So right now,
I don't know what's going on.
The 49ers are the favorite, and the Chiefs are the underdog.
Yeah.
Which makes absolutely zero sense to me. I get how they came up with the conclusion. I mean, at the end of the day, I think if you looked at on paper, it appears that we have the better team on paper. But I don't know how you can say that the Chiefs are underdogs.
I mean, it's a 2.5 point. I think that line is going to, by the time we get to Sunday, I think it's probably going to be closer to 1 or even, give or take. I think it depends on the bets. But I have the Chiefs for obvious reasons. Now, here's the thing. It's not just you. You know, there's other 49er fans that I will have to deal with, right? And honestly, I don't want y'all to pass us. At the end of the day, I'm going to be honest. I don't want y'all to pass us. But I think if we go down the line, I think the 49ers have the better coach and quarterback. I think the Chiefs have the better coach and quarterback. I personally think that the Chiefs have a better offensive line. I have not been high on the 49ers O-line. The biggest deficits to me with the 49ers are the O-line and the secondary. You know how I feel about the secondary. I don't think that they're that good. And I think that the O-line, aside from Trent Williams, is mid. I feel like I've watched enough 49er games to see Christian McCaffrey make some things happen on his own, right? Or because of Kittle. Like, now, if you want to put Kittle on the O-line, that changes things, right? Because I think he blocks better than those other four on the O-line. I think it's a push at tight end. I think they're equal. I think they're both gifted. 49ers have a better running back, clearly. I mean, they have the best running back in the game. Receiving group, 49ers is not even close. Now, the defensive line. This is the only reason why I'm giving the Chiefs a bit of the edge. And it's like here and here. It's really close. And it's what I saw the last 2 weeks from the last two games from the 49ers. Like, it's the playoffs, and it's like they're not really showing a lot of effort. You know, it's like when you used to seeing this 49er team, this defense, the last, I'd say 4 years. 4 years, we have pretty much had the same guys 4 years. They're dogs. And I'm not saying that they're not dogs now, but in the playoffs, they didn't look like they had that dog in them.
So I'll give you that, right? So I give you this. The defense has been off step all year, right?
All year?
I'll say all year. I say it hasn't been. I mean, even in our dominant victories, it's different, right? So
I agree.
As a 49er fan, most of us are used to never having to worry about the defense, and it's always the offense. Right. I'll say this year it was a little reversed to where the offense was putting up numbers, and it was this. We had to, I guess, worry if we were going to get off the field on third down, and if we were going to be able to defend the pass. I think Ward did an outstanding job this year. He's all pro this year. You know, I mean, he matches up with the best receiver on the other team. I think he did.
No, he doesn't. He stays on his side. Man, Shaderi does not follow. He stays on his side. And
but he's all pro.
He's all pro. And that's not easy to do.
Right. The linebacker, I mean, it's safe to say, or I'll say from my perspective, I think we have the best pair of linebackers in the league.
No, I agree there, but the Chiefs linebackers may not be named. They good.
The Chiefs have a good defense. So I say
they actually have a better defense than the 49ers. They do. They do. The numbers say they do, and they play harder. They play tougher quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, they're gelling at the right time. And
who?
The Chiefs, right?
Their defense? Have you not watched their defense all year?
I've had their defense of fantasy football, so I've been watching it. But I say this, right? I think that we have the better players. They have the best players. I think it's hard to debate all pros that we have. And I know it's not going to mean anything Sunday. Sunday, we're going to line up with the team, but you can give them the push in certain areas, but if you look at our roster, I don't think there's a team on paper that's more loaded than we are with talent, right? What scares me the most is Patrick Mahomes. You can't discount Patrick Mahomes, but I really think that we're going to get it done. I think that everybody on that team understands that this is the last hurrah. Like this team was built for Super Bowl contention. They're there. This may be the last time that all of them go out on the field together. And I think they're going to perform. I personally, I think that I like my odds. Out of all the teams that I wanted to face, I didn't want to face the Ravens. I thought that was a mismatch with us. I felt that they play a brand of football that we play, and it was going to come into like a contest of who could out-bully the other team. So I didn't want to really see the Ravens. Buffalo, I mean,
I think the one team that messed up so well with y'all was the Ravens, and that's mainly because they could run the ball. I feel like y'all write this down. Chiefs win. Isaiah Pacheco is the Super Bowl MVP.
Okay.
I mean, of course, Patrick Mahomes. They're gonna, but I think Isaiah, in order for the Chiefs to win, Mahomes got to be Mahomes, right? He hasn't turned the ball over, but I think Andy Reid ain't no fool, and he's gonna force you guys to stop the run, right? He's gonna run Isaiah Pacheco. He's gonna run. I don't even think McKinnon even gets in the games anymore. But so I think that I don't know if special teams is going to come into to play, but I think Isaiah Pacheco has to be the guy.
So I do need a favor from you, right?
Oh boy!
Because all season I've said the Niners are going to the Super Bowl, and every time I'm wrong, you make sure that you got a clip of me being wrong.
I don't do that all the time. No, you've been wrong a lot. I mean. And I've done it for myself as well.
Yeah. But I went on the record multiple times, and I believe we have a bet out there somewhere about the Cowboys and the 49ers going to the Super Bowl.
I don't know if we do, but
I can't find the clips. But I think all season when we were at 3 losses in a row, so we'll be fine.
That was a long time ago.
I said we're going to the Super Bowl, and I kept repeating it that we're going to the Super Bowl. And
you're supposed to say that. You're supposed to say that.
I just want to know where but I'm right. Right?
Okay, you said the Jets were going to the Super Bowl.
I did say the Jets.
So I mean, you said the Jets were going, and you were confident. You had Aaron Rodgers as MVP. You want me to pull those clips up too? I mean, because damn. Wow. Hey, we got a lot of shows. It's gonna be hard for me to find all them now. What's up now?
So I personally feel like that the Chiefs, yes, they're clicking at the right time, but I don't think that this is typically this is the season that the Chiefs lose. This is going to be the season. I don't think anybody.
They've been saying that all year, Scott.
Huh?
People have been saying that all year. If you're gonna beat the Chiefs, this is the year. Listen, I think. There's a few things that I've learned, right? And in the 80s, you don't bet against Joe Montana in the 80s, right? That we kind of figured that you don't bet against Joe Montana. In the 90s, for the most part, you don't bet against the Cowboys, right? Since 2001, you don't bet against Tom Brady. Tom Brady gone, and now it's Patrick Mahomes. You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes, right? And so who beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? You had Eli. No, not in the Super Bowl. No, Brady beat Patrick Mahomes. Eli Manning and the Eagles. Now the Eagles, that one was to me that was like a fluky crap, whatever. Because Tom Brady broke the damn Super Bowl record. But it's hard to beat greatness. And Patrick Mahomes is dog.
So I got a hot take. You know who's going to be greater? Kyle Shanahan.
What? Oh, stop. What?
I think
what?
Kyle Shanahan.
Where? How?
I think he's going to look. I think that Kyle Shanahan is finally ready. I think he's had enough heartbreak and heartache and failure to where this is his time to get a Super Bowl. He's going to do it. I have faith in Kyle Shanahan. I believe Kyle Shanahan is going to get the job done. I think all that hurt, all that pain, and all that grief, and having that monkey on his back is going to come to fruition to where it's our year.
So I'll say this. This team, this 49er team, this is absolutely your best shot to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, by far.
If y'all don't win the Super Bowl this year, I don't know if you blow it up next year, but you damn near will. You know, it ain't. I highly doubt that you're gonna have guys say, "Yo, we're gonna run it back," because they're gonna want to get paid, right?
We got a lot of people to pay. I mean,
Got
we
a lot
got
of
a ton of people to pay. So that's why I think that this is the year. This is it. I believe. If you want to watch the Super Bowl with me, you can go help yourself. Please don't call me during the Super Bowl. Just know that for all the haters out there, because I got a lot of them, that if Michigan that won the championship and the 49ers win the championship, I'm not stopping talking. I'm going to talk until next season. I swear that it is going to be ugly if the 49ers win the Super Bowl.
So speaking of 49ers and Super Bowl, so are we placing a bet on the Super Bowl, or
Not placing
no DraftKings either? You're not doing no. Wow. What?
I was telling one of my good friends, Phil, that after Saturday, don't text me. I'm going to bed early.
Oh my God!
I'll be in here for curfew. We're gonna get up. We'll watch all the past Super Bowls.
Oh my God!
I'll be right here. I'll be sitting right
Yeah,
here.
I can't even drink my water.
Yeah,
What?
don't call me, don't text me. People have asked me, "Hey, were you watching?" None of your damn business. I don't want to hear no commentary about the game. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Right
Oh,
now.
man.
My family can't even come down.
Oh my God!
By myself watching the game.
So I can't come over and watch the game.
I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see any chats. I don't want to see any.
So you turning your phone off too?
I will put every chat that I'm on mute.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
You locked in.
If we lose, give me 24 hours. We win, give me 24 seconds.
Wow.
Yep. I took Monday off. It's that serious.
Hey, everybody. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I pray for God that the 49ers lose now. Because listen. Next week's show, because I want to know. Because since I'm not gonna be able to watch the game with you, right? I want to know. I want to know. Honestly, I'm gonna interview you. All right. So I just, win or lose, because I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers win and he has like some gold miners that come out and he has a banner and I don't know. It's we're gonna see. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think that the
it's gonna be a good game.
So I'm gonna be honest, right? So I it's gonna be one or two things. I was like, the 49ers, if the 49ers lose, I want them to lose. This is how I want y'all to lose. Either like a 35-14, something like that. But I was like, that's probably not gonna happen. The other one was close game the whole game. Patrick Mahomes with a minute left, goes up and they go up by 2. right? Let's say they score a touchdown and they go up by 2. They need the whatever. They go up by 2. So now, or even 1. Let me say 1. They try to go for 2, but they didn't get the 2-point conversion. With about a minute left, Brock Purdy does his magic. Dump here. CMC gets a screen or a pass, gets all the way down to like the 30. Spike the ball or call timeout. Either one. Stop the clock. Then you run another play. And you get to about like the 19 or the 20, middle of the field. Jake Moody. And it goes wide right.
That's petty stuff right there. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Nah. You know what? No. What?
Kyle Shanahan is going to call a perfect game.
Well, after he has it scripted, it's not
he's
perfect.
going to call the perfect game.
Okay.
Andy Reid is going to call a great game. And it's going to come down to our defense.
Overtime?
Nope. The defense is going to be forced to make a play.
Absolutely.
And they're going to be forced to show up.
Absolutely.
And it's all going to be on the defense. Now, I think the defense has been called out enough. And I think the defense understands that they've gotten carried. They've been carried
all year. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been carried. They've been fortunate enough that the offense has gotten up and they've been able to run our scheme on defense to where we could drop people back in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
The games where we don't get up, they haven't shown up. They haven't tackled well. They haven't got off the field on third down. You look at the last game, and I know it's an older game now, but the Lions, they were converting 3rd and 18s, 3rd and 21s. Just unheard of.
Lions shouldn't have lost that game, but we ain't talking because we wasn't here, but my thing is this. If something's working, why stop doing it? And that goes for any team. I don't care if it's the Lions, 49ers, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, because the Ravens and the Lions essentially went away from what would potentially work. Now, here's the thing. I think Christian McCaffrey is going to have over 20 carries. I think he's going to have 20. He's going to I won't even say carries for him because he's different. He's going to have about 30 touches.
So Dan Campbell got his own. He got his own. I know everybody's talking about it, but the key thing with him was he thought it was a race to 35. And that was nonsense.
It's dumb.
Because, you have to make smart decisions, right?
Right.
And when you get into playoff football, that margin of error is so just it's right there, right? So any wrong decision can come back to torment you.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like that it's going to rest on the defense. We're going to put it on for everyone. I think that Brock Purdy is
a monster.
Brock Purdy. He's going to go out there. He's been consistent, right?
I agree.
So, thinking that he's going to pass for 300, 400 yards, that's not really going to happen. What he's going to do is he's going to make the plays that he needs to make. And to your point, McCaffrey, Debo, Kettle, all those guys, they're going to show up, but it's all going to rest on the defense. So
I can't wait for the game. I think it's going to be a dope game. I think that and we could talk about Brock Purdy real quick. We clearly know Patrick Mahomes is he's on a different level. But I do feel like with Brock Purdy, the goalpost moves like a lot. Like if Brock Purdy was a first round draft pick, he would be. Let me rephrase that. If Brock Purdy was a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, anything but Mr. Irrelevant, the goalpost wouldn't move the way it does, right? Because if he put up these numbers as a first round pick, they'd be loving him. They wouldn't say, "Oh, he has all those weapons," right? Because that, to me, that doesn't matter. The 49ers are a good team. In order to get to a Super Bowl, there's a few things you need. You need some luck. You need to stay healthy, and you need to have good players. and you got what 9 All Pros, and you probably would have had 10 if your safety didn't get hurt early in the year. So I mean, for people to say, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that, he can't do this, he's clearly proven that he should be a starting quarterback in this league, and he's playing good football. It is what it is. I know when when it's time to compare him to my quarterback, then it's totally different. But with that being said, he's in these playoffs, he's the reason that the 49ers are in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
He is so
absolutely.
It's like because he made the throws in the rain against the Packers. The Packers. I mean, and he played a terrible game. He played a terrible half.
His two playoff games, the first half
were terrible.
He
right.
was not the Brock Purdy. But
yeah,
as any quarterback, you got to figure it out, right? You know what I mean? And I think
Mm-hmm.
he's figured it out, but everybody's not going to play the perfect game at all
Right.
times. But it comes down to, can the defense keep it close?
Mm-hmm.
Can everybody else step up in time for you to figure it out?
Yeah.
What scares me the most about the Super Bowl, and I think it scares most Niners, is it's unrealistic to ever think you're going to walk in to a game with Patrick Mahomes and you are going to shut him down for 4 quarters. Eventually, he will figure you out. And the last Super Bowl, we saw in 2019, we were up by 10,
Mm-hmm.
but he'll figure you out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's what makes me nervous when you say Kyle Shanahan. I mean, we've seen him give up. Think about this, Scott. Falcons Patriots Super Bowl. He was the OC.
okay.
And yeah, you scored 20, you was up 28-3. But the momentum shifted because you had excuse me, turnovers. You wouldn't run the ball. Remember that. I think he was at my house for that game. Yeah. Then you just said it, Super Bowl in 2019 against the Chiefs. But then you even look at, I think it was the next year. No, not the next year, but the year 2021 against the Rams. And you had a lead in the fourth quarter. Now, if the DB catches the interception, it is what it is. But he didn't, right? And he's still a head coach. No matter how you want to slice it. So that's 3 high-profile games, which I'm sure there's more, right? But it's 3 high-profile games that say, man, he wet the bed again. Now you're saying you trust him, and you're saying this is the game. He's supposed to be boy wonder. He's supposed to be a genius, but from what we've seen, what he's put out there is after his scripted plays, he tends to struggle.
So this is why I'm convinced now.
Okay.
The Packers.
Okay.
That was the game that the Packers should have won. I mean, anybody that saw that game realized that every 49er fan was terrified, right?
Right.
Now, I was watching the game with other people, and I felt and I knew to myself that Brock Purdy was going to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Well, I didn't know. I believed he was going to make a play, right? So the difference, right?
Believed.
Yeah, I believed in him. and of course, I'm going to talk my mess.
Mm-hmm.
And he went down and he made a play, but I didn't know that for sure. This last game against the Lions,
Mm-hmm.
the first half, every 49er fan was shook. The momentum was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But in these 2 games, I think he grew enough to where he got hit with adversity and he figured out how to overcome.
Brock Purdy or Shanahan?
I think the team as a whole.
Okay.
I think before, the way that he set up, and I say this all the time, right? And everybody already knows, the 49ers are built to get a lead and protect it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not always how football works. At some point in time, something is going to go wrong. Something is going to be a different plan,
Right.
and the coaches that can adjust or the players that can adjust are typically the ones that are more successful. And I've always felt that in those moments, in those big games, maybe the team was not prepared to adjust. And that always falls on the coach, right?
Absolutely.
You know, if you don't make
Absolutely.
the adjustments to what's going on in the game,
Mm-hmm.
it falls at your feet. So these two particular times,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he was put in a situation where maybe before he was making the adjustments, but it wasn't coming to fruition.
Right.
This is two times that, okay, it all did happen. Because I want to tell you, most people probably thought that the Lions were going to on their way to win that game. Like,
Well, I mean, I think everybody did.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, but for him to figure out how to pull the defense, and yeah, he had help from Dan Campbell. I can't deny that. I mean, he had help from him, but he's been doing idiotic stuff all season. I mean,
That's true.
one thing that we never talked about back to him is it kind of got overshadowed, and I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm sure it was beat to death. The point was beat to death. But when he went for 2 against the Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
a lot was made, okay, yeah, he checked in the guy. But again, if he would have kicked the field goal, he would have been in the OT.
Right.
You know, so he's been making boneheaded plays like that.
Oh, but that's his style. That's what he do. I mean, and yeah, I mean, that it is what it is. You know, he made those decisions, and some people ride with him. And we didn't get it, like you said, we didn't get a chance to talk about that. And some people, you know, give him the excuse he's done it all year.
Though, right? So you've been playing football or been around football your whole life, right? That's a safe assumption. If your coach, let's say NFC Championship game,
Mm-hmm.
and we already know in the NFL it's just hard to just win. Like it's tough to win. That's why we have a ton of excitement. So every player is not going to get the opportunity to play in an NFC Championship game.
Right.
Your coach makes this bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you mad at your coach or you ride with?
So here's the thing: if he's done it all year and made those aggressive or, you know, crazy decisions all year, and that's his style, you ride with him, right? But when you get in the locker room or whenever, you're like, yo, what the? Come on, man! Or even on the sideline, I've seen that happen. You know, like, yo, we need to let's just take the points. Nope, I'm doing this. Shit, I've done it as a coach, right? But you know, I always feel like it's a method to my madness, right? And I think he feels the same way. He's like, it's a method to his madness. If you know, if we're on the road and whatever logic that he wants to come up with as a player, yeah, you're gonna ride with your coach, especially if it's somebody that you respect and you like. And I think it's safe to say that those players rock with Dan Campbell, right? So I think that they're gonna rock with him, but you still like, come on, dog. We should have took the points. We should have took because I'm almost certain on that sideline during that game, it was like, yo, let's kick the field goal. And,
I'm sure most people were, because the first time he didn't kick the field goal, it was a momentum swing, and that changed the outcome.
But they got to stop.
They got to stop,
but not the second time.
But it still changed the trajectory of the game to where when he did that, I was like, we're not just quite out of this. But
because that would have put them up by 17. And I mean, I don't care if it's however you got 3 scores, it's still a 3-score game. 3-score games is hard to come back from in the NFL.
So if you're Dan Campbell and you receive this feedback, right? Let's say he's watching off the record. Do you double down next year? and say screw it.
It ain't gonna be too many more double downs because you're gonna keep on losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you double down or do you take the feedback and you make the adjustments?
You learn from your mistakes. Now there are times where you can gamble and do that, but in those type of situations, you know, you take the points. You take the points. and you do what you can, because like you said, it's not a race to who gets to 35 first or who gets to 28 first. It's who has more damn points at the end of the game than the other person. So I feel like I think he's gonna learn from those situations, because every situation is different, right? Because now if it was, let's say if it was a 11-point game, right? Let's say they was down 11, or let's say they was up 11, and you can go for it and try and go up 18 or 17 or 19 or whatever, or you could just kick the field goal and go up 14. I think, all right, let's just take these points, because even if they score, we got to get the ball back, and they have to try and stop us again. And even if we come back down and get a field goal, we still up 2 scores, because now instead of being up 7, we'll be up 14. I mean, we'll be up 10. So I think that every situation is different, but and he got a taste of the conference finals or conference championship. So, I mean, I would hope that he learned from his missteps, because it was a misstep, and I mean, and once he realizes that, like, you don't have to be super aggressive every time. Sometimes, like, if you're a pass happy team, pass, but now you up by 8 with 3 minutes left. No, we're gonna run the ball. 8 O-line, walk to the line. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna snap the ball with 1 or 2 seconds on the play clock and keep it pushing. You kind of like slow things. You just change your philosophy just a little bit, because at different times of the game, you have to do different things. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going for it. Because going for 4th and 3 on your own 30 is stupid anyway.
So let me ask you this. The season is almost over.
Mm-hmm.
We got 5 more days.
Yeah,
5 more days to the season. Looking for next year, what team impressed you the most?
Dallas. No, I'm joking.
It's not a new team, but what team impressed you to the point where you think, like, this team is going to be?
They got a shot. I mean, it's a couple. I think I would still say the Lions. I would say the Packers. On the AFC side, honestly, I ain't really seen much to where I'm like, yo, these teams could beat the Chiefs, but but the teams that impressed me, I'm looking like, oh, you got to watch out for them. Mainly is Green Bay, because they're super young and they just gonna get better. Detroit, they're pretty much young and they got a quality quarterback. That's about it. I can't think of nobody. Now there's gonna be some teams that I think that Buffalo's gonna be in shambles next year. I think that Miami's gonna be fine. I feel like they took another step. They're gonna add a couple pieces. If you get a healthy Joe Burrow, you might have something with the Bengals, and then and in the NFC, I think that I have no clue, because I don't think the 49ers, even if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, I don't think they're going to be the same. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be the same. I think there's going to be differences. I think the Eagles are going to stink. And that's not me trying to be funny. I think that they're going to stink.
There'll definitely be a changing of the guard, because
I think the NFC is wide open.
It might be the Packers and the Lions would be the new teams that kind of emerge. Maybe the Bears get off the snide, but the team that I'm going to look out for next year is the Chargers. I think Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, and that's my guy.
So what is starting to scare me a little bit is it almost resembles when he took over the 49ers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he took over the 49ers, I always feel like Michael Singletary. I like him, or Mike Singletary.
Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot, but it felt like, because he had never been like a defense coordinator,
mm-hmm.
he had never been a head coach, he might have been a little bit in over his head.
Right.
Because that team was losing a lot of tough. So I feel like Mike Singletary taught those 49ers how to be professionals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how to work hard. So that's what they took from them.
Right.
But they needed a coach to get them to the next level. So you look at the Chargers, right?
Right.
We would agree that they were one of the worst coached
Absolutely.
teams this past season. That
It's been the last 3-4 seasons.
Exactly. So you bring in Jim Harbaugh with the talent that they have, that's going to be a scary team to contend with.
Yeah, no, they're gonna be good. Listen, there's one thing you can't deny is that Harbaugh knows how to win. I mean, it is what it is. Even at Michigan, he had some down years, but it wasn't that many. He just early in his Michigan career, he couldn't beat Ohio State, but he wasn't the only one. I mean, after Lloyd Carr, I think Brady Hoke is the only one that beat Ohio State. So no, that's a good one. That the Chargers,
So you got Justin Herbert, and I'm being funny, calling him your guy. Jim Harbaugh thinks that they got the same pedigree.
Yeah.
Do you see him taking another step?
Oh, absolutely. I think that Justin Herbert is going to be he's going to be at least 50 to 60% better. And it's not like he was a bad player, right? I think that you get a quarterback around Jim Harbaugh, he is a quarterback whisperer, right? They're gonna be good. I think they're gonna
listening to him, it almost appears that he made his decision based off the quarterback.
Absolutely.
I think he looked and he said, they've got the franchise quarterback. I'm in a position where we can win now. I'm taking this job.
Mm-hmm.
He went with that. So let's shift gears, right? Because we've been talking football the whole episode. Have you been keeping up with the NBA?
I've been watching when I felt like it. No, I've been watching. You know what's crazy? Yeah, I love like the NBA, but I could tell, like when I'm in the football mode, I'm like, NBA, I'll casually watch it. Now, I felt myself like watching games a lot less than I used to. It used to be once Christmas got here, it was even with the NFL going on, it's I'm watching NBA, I'm watching all those. So I watched the games, but not as much as I used to, if that makes sense.
So this is a valid question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I want people to chime in and really get their thoughts on this. So the NBA has got like a lot of stars. They got like a lot of superstars, but I don't feel like it's a player that's drawing me in to where I've got to say, I've got to watch that player or I've got to keep up with him. So you had a time frame where it was Michael Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to be a Bulls fan, but you wanted to tune in to Michael Jordan.
Right.
You can say that Kobe Bryant, he was, dominant enough to where you wanted to tune in to him, and wanted to tune in to what he had going on. That was LeBron. When he was in his prime,
mm-hmm.
Steph had his run to where, you wanted to tune in with him. But I don't know if there's a player out there that is must-see TV. That you just say, you know what? I've got to watch this particular play.
Yeah.
And I'm having a hard time really thinking about if that player even exists in the NBA, if that's what's missing. Even with college basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that always kind of dictates the season a little bit is you always got that number one prospect that's just can't miss. The team, the games are prime time. This is the player that's going number one. This is the generational talent. And I think that's what's missing right now.
Like out of high school, college. I think part of that is like the draft class. It's people from all over. So you don't really the best players are the international players, right? I think right now the best players you got Embiid, he's hurt, the Joker, Giannis. 3 international, even though Embiid's going to play for Team USA, but whatever, I take it. So a lot of these players that like these international players, so I think Wemby's probably going to be the draw, right?
Right.
And I think that Wemby versus what's the kid? Holmgren. So now the NBA needs to build this up because they hate each other. Like they despise, like they do not like each other. Like hate each other enough to come to blows, right? So they're both super young. I guess technically they're both considered rookies this year, right? So, and it's funny. It's funny watching them play against each other because it's like 2 stick figures battling, but they're both skilled. They're really skilled. So I think that that's going to be something as they get older and, you know, bulk up a little bit that the NBA can sell, right? This is going to be the modern day Magic and Bird type thing. Now, Magic and Bird kind of saved the league at that time. I don't think the league needs to be saved right now. I think the league is perfectly fine. But if you're talking about that draw, because LeBron is on his way out, even though he may play like another 3 or 4 years, right? Because whatever. So LeBron is ultimately on his way out. And now the league is, and Steph, honestly, Steph is on his way out. I don't think Steph got 10 years left.
Steph is what, 35 now?
Yeah, I think Steph probably got like 5-6 years, you know, if that. I don't. He's a shooter, so so those guys, Steph, KD, I think KD probably has. I mean, they all got around the same amount of time, right? So you know what the NBA hopes. I know they're praying to the high heavens that LeBron, Steph, and KD don't retire all at the same time, right? Because then you're screwed. Like I wouldn't say they're screwed, but you're in a bad place because it's going to be hard to try and sell the NBA without. I want to see how they do it. They've done it. They did it without Jordan. It took some time, but luckily,
the first year that Jordan like really retired,
after the Bulls.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the 98.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about the baseball year, but even the baseball year when he was out and it was like Pippen leading the charge.
It was still the league was still all right.
The league was all right, but it was different without Michael Jordan. And I think in '99 it kind of went through.
And they had the lockout.
That lockout, and it took a second to really get that next star that they could really market. Now, fortunate for LeBron, when he came into the league, Kobe was in his prime. So it wasn't like that dead. You know, you had like.
Well, I don't know if Kobe was in his prime just yet. I guess he was. 03, 04.
He had been in about 7 years.
But I don't even know if Kobe was in his prime yet. I don't think. I think Kobe really got into his prime. So 03, they won the championship, right? No.
03, I believe they lost to Detroit. Or was that
04? That was 04.
Okay, 04 they went back because that was the year they got Karl Malone.
Yeah. So I feel like this. You're right. So Kobe was if he wasn't the face of the league, he was around because Jordan was still there. And remember, he came back with the Wizards. 03, I think 03 was Jordan's last year, something like that.
02. It might have been 02, 03, might have been Jordan's last year or whatnot. But you still had Kobe, Tim Duncan, and in his own right. You know, I don't want to slight him, but he was.
It was hard to sell Tim Duncan.
Yeah, you couldn't sell Tim Duncan, but it had that. Yeah. So one thing I want to ask you about, right? So right now, the Clippers are first place in the West. Are you sold that this Clippers team can get it done? Like, what are your thoughts? Because you got James Harden, you got Kawhi playing pretty well, you got Paul George, and you got Russell Westbrook.
So I'll say this: I'm not gonna lie. If you know, I want the Heat to win it first, but it ain't looking like that right now, right? If we being 100% honest, it ain't looking like that. I honestly, I felt like it was gonna be like Philly Clippers, right? I kind of want to see the Clippers in the finals, right? and not necessarily because some of the other guys, mainly because of Russell Westbrook, right? I think that he swallowed his pride. He went to the bench. He's been the ultimate team guy, right? I think he's gotten a bad rap. And do I think that they can do it if they stay healthy? Absolutely. I mean, and they got pieces.
Tyronn Lue has done a fantastic
coach of the year.
job.
Coach of the year right now.
Those Eagles. Now, I do like my Knicks. Brunson went down yesterday, so I think that
He's hurt.
He hurt his ankle in the final.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
So we got off night tonight, so hopefully that's not too bad of an injury. Like you said, the Embiid thing. I mean, between like him and Maxey, like that.
Yeah. I feel like they should go and get another piece. They don't have to be a superstar, but they need another piece. I mean, but
so that's interesting. The trade deadline is tomorrow.
I know it's gonna be tough. We're gonna see. But if I'm the Sixers, I'm not waiting until next year. I'm letting him come back after a month or two. And I mean, I would let him, especially because they're going to be in contention. They're in the East. The East is whatever. So they're still going to be in contention. They just need to stay above water or stay afloat. And I will bring him back. I think the report was saying that it's going to be at least 4 weeks. Give them 6 or give them 8 and let them come back for that playoff run and make some noise. I like what the Sixers have. I honestly feel like if Embiid is not the best player in the league, he's the second best. But I have him as the best right now, even over Giannis. I have Embiid as I mean,
a Joker.
He's either 2 or 3. Embiid, listen, here's the thing. Embiid pretty much now what I don't like is that, and it's for whatever reason he hasn't played in Denver like the last 3 years or something like that. That's a little whatever. But even with that, it's not like the Joker can stop him. Like nobody in the league can stop Embiid. Nobody.
Yeah, it's been like that for a while. I mean, Embiid, he's so this is the thing with Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for him, and it's unfortunate that he got hurt. He needs so like statistically, he's put up the numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Statistically, he's been the guy, but it's time for him to be
the next
step. Yeah, to carry
take
that
the next
team to
step.
the championship.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now the Joker, I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably watched 2 Nuggets games this year, and the fact that they're not always on. I think the Clippers, they show the Clippers and the Lakers more than they show the Nuggets. I don't even remember the Nuggets being on like a Saturday night. It's crazy that they just won the championship, and and I get it, but they don't get like the primetime games like that. Like I think it was a couple weeks ago. It was Steph and LeBron, like the Lakers and the Warriors on a Saturday night. Just last week, it was LeBron in the Garden. So it was like, and here's the other thing. Not to like sound like I'm complaining a lot. Tell them not to do that at the Garden anymore. This is not the Staples Center or whatever they call it, crypto.com. Like, I like the Garden being lit up. That joint, they tried to do how the Lakers did. It's just lit on the court, and it just looks too dark. Like, get out of here with that, man. But nah, man. I think that I feel like the NBA they have a lot of stars. Now the All-Star game is next week, and I think after because now pretty much football, NFL is over. You got UFL, but they ain't competing with the NBA. So I feel like now it's gonna ramp up a little bit because you're gonna probably get double headers on Saturdays now, and you're gonna have those or the Sunday games.
So that's actually help. Now that they've got the Sunday games and you see it on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So that's kind of gotten everybody in.
Right.
And then look, we got March Madness around the corner, and that's
it's gonna be fun because we got a new way to play. We got the boxes. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I think the NBA is in a good spot. I feel like they're gonna be in good hands. Giannis, Joker, Embiid, and you still got the young guys like Halliburton. You got SGA. You got Wemby. You got
SGA is probably one of the most underrated players.
He's a
in the league.
dog, yo.
Yeah, I believe the Thunder are on second too.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought it was like a big jam. Like the first four, the top four seeds are like damn near like even in record. So here's the thing: there's a lot because I think the Kings. I don't know what the Kings' record is, but you know, you still got the Boston Celtics. Like the Knicks, I mean, there's a lot of young gunners. That's the league is in good hands, man. Now, would I like some of these guys to go to school maybe for a year? Maybe, you know. But my thing is, get your money, get your money, dog. If they're gonna pay you to come right out of high school, or right from the dynamic, whatever it is.
So you touched on something I think is important. We need a storyline, a rivalry of players, and we need to build that up. And you kind of see it that the NFL does a pretty good job of. I don't know if it's just all the Twitter beefs or it's all the like, but it builds up, right? You know what I mean? And you see the mess talking, and you see all that, and you can kind of get behind it. And you know, with the basketball, like you said, it's just. You don't have those players that, or even that team that's like, you know what, we have to beat those guys to get over the hump. You started to kind of see it with the Memphis, but the issue was it was against LA, so it was kind of like, yeah. So no, I agree, and like, who is so there's like you had Boston, right? You had KG. Pierce and Ray Allen, and LeBron was like, damn, well, first it was the Pistons for LeBron, then you had the Celtics, and it looked like the Celtics was weighing LeBron down, like he couldn't get over the hump, and I feel like you don't really have like but that created the other rivalry where you had Miami.
Right,
and you have Boston,
right,
and then
so like
was Miami and Indiana, and you started the.
And at one point, you was gonna have Miami and Boston because they've played in a conference championship the last 4 out of 5 years or something like that. So you kind of, but it's like Jimmy Butler is the star of the Heat. He's the top guy, right? And you know, you got those Jalen and what's his name? Tatum, Jason Tatum. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's no
that made it that much interesting, right? Because you were watching LeBron, and it was the argument: can this guy get over the hump? Right? So you had that storyline going.
Right.
Then it was the pressure of he's chasing Michael Jordan, he's chasing Kobe. Will he get another ring? So you were tuning in to either root against him,
right,
or you were rooting for him, but that was drawing in more people. And you felt like Boston, Indiana, some of those other teams, even Chicago, those guys took it personal. They wasn't just letting LeBron come to town and say like,
right,
we're just going to hand you a ring.
Right.
Nah, they got their groups together, and they were ready.
And it's good that people are realizing that, people teamed up because they wanted to beat LeBron. And it's okay to say that. That's exactly what happened. It is what it is, but I mean, who's going to be that next one? I think if the NBA is smart, Holmgren versus Wemby, they need to build that up as much as possible.
So the issue with that is they hate each other, but the Spurs have to become relevant. I think eventually they will become relevant. But that's. But
the other thing is, Wemby, when they were young, Wemby pretty much won most of those matchups. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they both. I guess they technically are like the same class, right? I don't know. They super close in age. So I mean,
it's got to be for it to work. It's got to be the same conference, and it's got to be like almost like you said, like Miami, Boston, to where these guys hate each other. They're at each other, and it's drawing people in. But we have the rest of the season to see it. Man, Super Bowl.
So who you got in the game?
You know, right?
Oh, you going Chiefs?
Nah, that's how they going Chiefs.
So do the Chiefs cover at least? 2.5. It's 2.5.
It will be a close game.
I ain't answering my question, dog.
It'll be a close game. We're not gonna blow.
Hey, yo, you know what? Forget it. Hey, lock me in. Chiefs 35, 49ers 14. No, I was joking. I do have Chiefs. See, Eric, want to go back to this real quick. Hold on, before I give that right now. Let's be clear. Yes, he went to Miami, and he went to Miami to team up with Wade, but let's not act like D Wade was killing it. Miami was terrible the year before LeBron got there. That's first. And they actually all wanted to go to Chicago initially. They were going to go to Chicago. I don't know if people knew that. They were going to go to Chicago, and even when he went to Miami, it was Boston, right? They had to beat Boston. Now, if you look at LeBron when they had all those games with, because I guess it was 2015, it was Cleveland and Golden State. Now, remember, Kevin Love got hurt in the first round. Kyrie got hurt during the finals. So it was him and Dellavedova, and they went 6. Now, the next year, they knew that, well, they won and then they lost in 7, whatever. But they knew they was in trouble. The Warriors, that is. So what did they go do? They went and got KD, which is the smart thing to do. Now, those teams were unfair. It was what it was. But those teams was unfair. And do your research, Eric. They did. They were going to go to Chicago. How do I know? Because I was a Chicago fan, and that was all in the news. But nonetheless, Super Bowl
28-24 Niners.
You know, that's funny because I was thinking 28-24 Chiefs, but
28-24 Niners.
I'm going 27-21 Chiefs. 27-24. 27-24. Yeah, I'm going 27-24. But yeah, Eric, you know, you don't have to believe me. You know, it is what it is. But this is off the record. Are we done?
Yeah,
Are we done? I didn't know we were done. Cause I can go in, but I'm gonna let him live. But he's wrong. They did want to go to Chicago, and they were gonna go to Chicago. But this is off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo. We out of here.
We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance? Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. We off the record.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B. We off the record.